Tra-la-la-la-la, spring's in the air, and I'm a flower.
Good evening everyone, and welcome back to Monosodes, the episodes about Fakemon. And today's video is going to be a regional special, focusing on an aspect of the Pokemon world that I don't hear many people talking about. The Alola region's flowers, or more specifically, their nectar. See, Alola is chock full of flowers, no doubt with their own nectar to offer to passing birds and bugs. But for some reason, the Pokemon Oricorio insists on feeding from a very few special species of flowers that drastically change its appearance. I have a question for Oricorio.
Why?
What is the relationship between Oricorio and its flowers? And, most importantly for this video, could that relationship be applied to other Pokemon? Or even other flower Pokemon? What if we say, for the purposes of this video, that the nectar from Oricorio's flowers is able to infect other grass-type Pokemon? Those native to Alola would be safe, of course, they've built up an immunity. But grass types from outside Alola? They would be completely free to be morphed by this parasitic pollen. So let's take a journey through the Alola region, starting with Melee Island, to find out which poor unfortunate soul is our first new arrival. Alolan Sunflora, the Sun Pokemon. The yellow nectar of Melee Island increased Sunflora's height and energy. The light it absorbs from the sun is turned into powerful electricity. So you may have noticed that this happy little Sunflora here is taking on an aesthetic similar to that of Pom-Pom style Oricorio, and that's very much deliberate. The idea basically being that feeding on the same nectar results in a similar look and a similar type change. Although it does make Sunflora look like another type of yellow flower.
A dandelion! Must be the last one of the season!
For Sunflora, the type change turns it into a grass and electric type, and gives it abilities similar to the function of solar panels, converting sunlight into electricity, which is why this Sunflora's abilities are Electromorphosis and Motor Drive, and why this Sunflora is so much taller than the Johtonian breed. And for those wondering, yes, it absolutely would run like circuitry.
I'm so happy!
And it's time for us to run over to Akala Island, home of the pink nectar which turns Oricorio's psychic type. And our new arrival there is a Pokemon that I'm frankly surprised isn't already native. Alolan Bellossom, the flower Pokemon. The pink nectar of Akala Island has honed Bellossom's mind, enabling its dance to hypnotize anyone who watches. Its intentions in doing so are unknown. Yeah, I was shocked Bellossom wasn't in Alola as well, but now that it's here, the pink nectar has given it a similar look to Pau style Oricorio, and a corresponding psychic type to connect to the traditional and spiritual nature of Hula, which, now that I think about it, is probably the reason that Pau style has it as well.
What a coinkydink.
To emphasize that psychic nature, Bellossom's ability is now Synchronize, and the two flowers on the original Johtonian breed have now combined into one giant Hypno flower. But wait a minute, if there's Bellossom in Alola now, then where's the rest of the family gone? Surely they must be here, cause you can't have Bellossom without Vileplume. Oh yeah, they washed up next door. Alolan Vileplume, the flower Pokemon. The red nectar of Ula Ula Island has awoken a dormant instinct in Vileplume. It will burn away competing grass-type Pokemon to make more room for its own flower. Well, Vileplume certainly found itself a niche, making use of its new grass-fire type. But that didn't exactly come from nowhere, because there's one thing Pokemon experts won't tell you about the flower Vileplume is based on. Oh wow, I've never actually said that out loud before. Rafflesia. Passamaquoddy. But one thing people won't tell you about the Russell Majimmies is that this plant is actually a parasite, and the part that you see, the flower, is actually playing host to a network of roots that embed themselves into their host plant to feed off the host's nutrients. So I took that aspect one step further and made Vileplume openly hostile towards other plants, burning them away so that its own flower can grow, hence it now having the flame body ability. And the flower really is bigger than Cantonian Vileplume too. Similar to the other flower Pokemon, Vileplume now takes on a look similar to Bellossom style Oricorio, with an added dose of Ow the Hedge for good measure. And speaking of Edge, that leaves us with Pony Island, not that one. And if you've been paying attention, you'll already know a few details about our last arrival. But who could it be? Alolan Roserade, the bouquet Pokemon. The purple nectar of Pony Island has calmed Roserade's mind and enabled it to contact the spirit world. It appears before grieving widows to offer its flowers. Unlike Sinnohan Roserade, which takes cues from more high-spirited masquerade balls, Alolan Roserade now literally raises its spirits with its new ghost type, and takes its style from both Senzu Oricorio and the more tragic and dramatic world of theatre. Donning long cape-like leaves that cover its whole body, and hair that covers up one of its eyes. Tying up that connection to theatre are its new abilities, Forewarn and Anticipate, to sense the impending disasters it's about to face. It's not all doom and gloom though. As the Pokédex says, Roserade can offer its flowers to widows in grief, so its story can at least be left on a positive note. And to that, so can this video. Thank you ever so much for watching, I do hope you enjoyed. And while I'm at it, thank you to the wonderful people who've subscribed since last video. It's hard to believe we've just passed 150 subs already. That is absolutely wild to me. Thank you so much. Comment down below with your favorite from this video. And with that said, I have been Proceleon, and I hope to see you again, right here, on Monosodes. Patient.